Well, hey guys! Today I'll be showing you how to make a cool Roblox game. You know, I'm a Roblox developer. I've been trying to develop on Donut Simulator. So, today I'll be showing you how to make a pretty cool Roblox game. You know, it's gonna be cool. You know, it's gonna be very cool. You know, it's gonna be very cool. It's gonna be cool. So in a way, let me just talk about making games on Roblox for a second. So this is like my first tutorial video on Roblox. Oh no, because it probably is, but so first, you can use models from the toolbox, but just make sure they're not free models. Make sure they have that marked as high quality item mark and all that. So I'm sick right now. I have a cold right now, so this is gonna be hard to make a video without me sneezing. Well, first, let's get started. So first, we want a spawn plate. We want a spawn plate right here. We want a spawn plate, a simple spawn plate. I want to make a spawn right there, and like the spawn plate, we can have multiple spawn plates. So I'll just copy this. I'll duplicate the spawn plate. So I'll duplicate the spawn plate. Use the move tool in order to move them and the models from each side. But this is not going to be a normal video on how to make a Roblox game. This will teach you steps all the way to the end of the video. So I want at least 3 spawn plates. I'm gonna choose 4 because that my game will have a lot of players. So at the end, I will publish this game, which is something I shouldn't be talking about right now, but I'm talking about it. So now we got all 3 spawn plates. Now, because that these are separate, you know, I'll show you what a model is. A model is when you group the items. So I just grouped the items. You see, we created our first model, just a bunch of those. I'll tell you how to make a model on your own without taking it from the toolbox. So we will take a part out here, right there. So, and we will extend it like that. We'll create it as a size, all that. And I'll duplicate this model. Now I'm gonna rotate it. You see? Because we want sides for it. This will be its right side of it. This building will have the parts will be in the right spaces. So right here, we're going to pull this down a bit. And we're going to put this right here. So we got this model put in. So make sure it's at least like right there. Like I'm making that a bit bigger on that side, you know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate these. I'm gonna keep on duplicating them. So what I'm doing is I'm creating the first differences of the model. These will be the first differences the model. So I'll do that a bit. This is only a time. So since we've got that pretty good, like that, now we can start doing some more of the model. The model keeps on working because this model we can start adding scripts later. This will be a elevator. So now I've got that. Now we can make more parts going to the model. So what I'll do is I'll add a parts like this. This will be a little window. So what I'll do is I'll scale it down to about there, or any way I can do this, right? But so now we're going to scale it. Press that button to scale something. So now we can start making the game. The game will start looking a bit better now. Oopsie. So if you accidentally click on a part in a model by accident, what you have to do is you should usually do this. So whenever you get that problem, you're going to usually need to put it like this. That's because that we put it in a bit far out. So every side should have a bit more length than the other. So that means that there's one that's small, one that's big, one that's small. So we got that part done. But let me just get this part back on there. So now I'll copy this part. Again, I'm doing the copy thing. So I'm doing this. That's all we need really to copy a model. So now we will make the top of it. So we see, I made a little extra, so I'll just take off that extra. But so you see this, the top part. Well, I'll do this. So this part's like this. Make sure your part's at least that big. Then we can. It matters by what type of model you're making if you want to do the parts in certain sizes. So I'll duplicate this part. I'll duplicate it. So in order for me to do this, I could put some in one of these on there. Now rotate. Rotating is the harder part about making games with models, because obviously every Roblox game has to have a model, or else it will either be just a game where you walk around on a base plate or terrain or any of that. But you would mostly hear base plate because you can make terrain on your own. Well, you see here how I'm doing this on this side and that side, because this is hard. It's hard, pretty hard. So since we're doing that, we got all this these blocks done. Now, so since we've done this, we can now start doing more. But we can also do some terrain on this map, because terrain is obviously pretty cool. Whenever you think about it, it could be pretty cool, but we are not sticking with that right now, because that we're not. So now I'll group a bunch of these now. I can now change their colors. So go to the view tab and then press properties. We can now change their colors. So I'm gonna first start with the window. I'll make it a yellow color, and I will make it neon, because neon would be good for it, because currently we're just adding a lot of parts together randomly, because we just don't expect to add that much. But now I'll make this one neon. I'm making these ones neon. Now we can start having more colors instead of just like that. So I'll have a black color right here. So then I'll have another black color. So we'll have a red one up here. But we're gonna change this to ice. Ice would be really cool. Now since we started doing the most of these parts, turn on red. Okay, so let's go to the So now on the back part, you see that we're gonna color that again. You can always change the game or make it a bit better anyway. Every time you can always change it, but you should not change it, because that can make your game kind of weird. Like, you don't want to change things too often in your game, but you want to make sure that you've changed them good enough for the time. Like, maybe you could make changes every week or so. Like, I mostly edit it every couple days. But if you're making game passes for it, that will be a longer time. So that'd be hard. Pretty hard, So now that we've got this building set up, now we can start talking about making what we could do. So I'm gonna click on the base plate. The properties of the base plate, we got that. So I want to make this a dark green. I want to make this something a cool color. I'll make it a dark earth green. So, and you know that how we have a bunch of studs on there? Well, do you want studs? I don't really want studs for my game, so I will make this all grass. I'm turning that into grass. Now I'll move my model a bit over somewhere over here. Now we can start doing it. So I will move this over here. Now we got a bunch of plugins. You know, we got this landscape plugin I'll use. So we can make some trees and all that. So what we can do is we can do all this. So we need to test our lag now first. So what I will do is I'll go to the lag thing. I have this lag plugin installed. So where's the lag plugin? The network utilities. So you see, now we need to do this. We can add this. We can do that. So we're simulating. So let me just get this one out because the curve cutter was this one. So since we've got most of these parts done, now we can start adding more models that came from the toolbox and have all those verified marks on them. So what I will do is I'll make our first tool in the game, which will be this tool will be a torch. So I'll make a handle first. A handle is an object that allows you to that's like the main object of. So I'll make the first part of this like that. Now I can add an effect like fire. So I'll add an effect. I'll add fire onto it. Now fire, you know how the fire is not really staying. It's not staying on the exact top. So we will easily move it by moving it in a way up a bit. So how will we move it? We can move it in various different amounts of ways. But how are we going to really move it? As we see, we got fire right here. So let's just make the heat a bit more like 12. So I'll make the flame in a way like a pumpkin color. So we can make this in any color. So we can do this in any color. But the fire's what we're mainly looking for. So how do we move up the fire? So we got this now. But there's no possible way to move this fire. So how do we make the fire up? So you can enable it, or you can enable it. So the size of this fire will be a pretty good size. It will be at least 9. It'll be 9. So, but the 9's pretty big, you know? So I'll just delete that. But we can make a torch. So we can make a torch pretty easy in other ways, but we're not making that. So what are we gonna do? We can start making some GUI. So let's add screen UI. We will add a frame. I'll add a frame right here. So we got that frame, but I'll just make this frame kind of. I'll make it transparent, like a transparent frame, because I do not want that to be shown, but that's just going to be our little UI frame. Now we can add some stuff to it. Click the plus button on the Explorer. We can add something like a image button. So I'll keep that image button right there, and we can do a lot with it. It's got an image button. You see, we can, let's go in the decal section on here to see. Just go to the images section. Got all, but I'll search for shop button. I'll search for shop button. We got millions of these, but I'm going to pick this button. I'm gonna pick this one. So I can copy asset ID. Now I can go into the image button, and you see I'll scroll out. What I'll do is I'll paste the ID in. Now it just was put right. Now we got the shop button. Now we should add a script to it. This is where we got our first script. We got a local script. So we need to read it. What? Yes? I mean no? Oh. No! I'm sure. Okay, that was just a talk with me and my grandfather. So that was a talk with me and my grandfather. But now we just need to read this part right here. We will read this. So let me hold on this. So we need to read this part. Because you probably know what a normal script is, but you see? A script that runs on clients, not servers. Local scripts can only run when parented under one of the following: a player's backpack, a player's character model, a player's player GUI, a player's player scripts. They're located first service. And where are we doing this? In an image button. So we do not need the frequently used, but we can also use a normal script. So let's find a normal script. So I'm going to enter our first script. Now we are going to do something. You see, we can first, we can always put a normal start, but I will start with the simple print. I'll put print button pressed. I'll put print button pressed. Print button pressed. Now we can start putting some more of the stuff. Now, since we got the print function, now we can do something like this. So we want something to debug. So debug UI So we've got a GUI. So what can we debug? We'll just skip a bit. So we can do a string byte. So I'll do a string byte. So string byte. Like, so I just did a string byte. So we don't need that really in our browser string is something again. So we got print button pressed. Now what's something we can put? We can put something like say or any of that, but that isn't able. So what I'll do is I'll put create. So I'll put create. So we got button pressed. And then I'll do script dot parent dot 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 add that child added. So let's play the script. I'll play the script so that way a child's added. So now the child should add, but we're going to test our game while we check did the child become added. Was a child added? So let's see. Go to third UI, print UI, right? Which one? Script. So no child is added yet. But so what I'll do is I will go to my view tab, output. So whenever I click on this, no, it's not printing anything. So we now can look up here. It says, hello world, bonus horse. So we got a RSMB loader putting hello world out. So let's just look first at our script. So we're going to start doing some more stuff to our game. So when we start doing a bunch of this stuff to our game, we will go back to our models. We can add some characters and all that to our game. So I would like to add something like weapons. I would add some weapons. I'm about to add some weapons into here.
Group chat from Target Store copyright.
So got a bunch of pistols here, but we probably only want to choose one. So we got pistol free. Pistol. Now put the first pistol. So I'll put all these into there. So I'm putting these pistols into there. Now we can add some. Now we can make something. We can now make some cool stuff. We can now start we can now make some cool, I would make something that's pretty cool, So we got a lot of stuff, we got Western Store Pack. You know what? We got Vault. So I want to add a Vault. So because a Vault would be cool and kind of scary. So we will use this Vault right here. So we got some more stuff, so we can put a treasure chest inside of the vault. We could put a treasure chest right there. I'm putting a treasure chest right there. So I got a treasure chest. Now we can put this on top of the vault. Now we put that on top of the vault. Now, does the treasure chest have anything in it? We can always check from the studio. So we got lid toggle and all that. So configurations, lid, just gotta click detector. All right. So we have just started making our game cool with adding some models that because this is at least healthier than adding models that are from games that are copied and all that, because these models are made by Roblox developers. These are the safest models we can use. But you may see that we've added so much from other people. We can start doing some more of normal stuff. So we can start doing some more on this game in the next video now. Bye! See you in the next time.